Hello, it's been a while. It's me, SleepySean. If you're new to the channel, hello. This is my annual episode that I catch up on things and tell my plans on what's happening. I decided I'd do it with this game, Journey. So I will be taking you, my idea was on a journey while I play Journey, more or less. And it's just a quick catch up, the shoot the shit kind of episode while I play a short game. So I hope everyone enjoys me playing this. And if it's your first time, I have barely sped this up. I've maybe taken 6 minutes out of the total recording time to shorten this. So I guess proper introduction is in order to be more formal. I am YouTube channel wise SleepySean. And if you want to, you could refer to me as Sean or Sleepy. Doesn't matter to me. I have a lot of nicknames growing up from work and high school, so I don't care. I'll talk a little bit about this game in a second, and I have a lot to say about what's been happening recently. If this isn't your thing and you're just here because of the YouTube algorithms, you could click off. I don't mind. I'm not doing this to make money. It's not really generating a lot of views on my channel. I'm just doing it. You know, if I cause enough repetition, I'll eventually get better at doing this as a hobby rather than a form of work. Because just off the bat, if you're new here, I'm not doing this for anything other than a hobby. Like, I go to work and I rely on that as a job more than this. Man, since my last episode, it's literally been over 3 months. And I kind of have to apologize, but I don't think anyone really cares. It's just me, my own work ethic. Yeah, as far as this game, I do have to shout out that it's a fun game. It's very short, you could do it in a sitting. It's pretty amazing for how simple it looks and feels. I have to give a huge shout out though to video games in general because the music and sound design definitely sell games, for me at least. And this one has all of that and no vocals, no dialogue in it whatsoever. Gets its point across and it's a very nice game. I thought that I would continuously play this until I get the white cloak, which is completed upon repetition. But the game creators have a sequel of a sorts called, oh god, I should have researched it, Sky or something? It's a newer age kind of version of this, but it involves flying around a lot more with like, this is only a co-op 2-player kind of game, and theirs is probably an 8-player, if not more. So it'd be a nice, new, friendly experience. I'll try my best not to talk during these cutscenes that you're about to see trigger on these little monoliths. I'll mention, I'm not playing this while I'm talking. This was pre-recorded. I find myself able to speak what I want to say more, hold on. So if that wasn't clear, it's kind of like rear star people in a sense come down, and these scarves or ribbons, as you would say, are a power source. We were like star people, yay. Um, yeah. So this was pre-recorded, just for the sake that I know I don't function while I'm playing a game that is calming and peaceful. I basically just focus and play the game. I'm not a YouTuber in the sense of I comment constantly. I'm bad at filler and airtime filler. I tried. I've already edited this by the time I'm recording. I've tried my best to take out a lot of those white transitions, but you can't really get around it. They have music playing through them or something. So, I guess I'll hit the main topic right off the bat. Or at least what I consider the main topic. If you have subscribed to my channel because I started making Final Fantasy content, I have some sad news for you. I'm basically postponing playing the game as this last 3 months have been a little awkward and rough to record anything. I didn't feel like it. It's not that I'm done playing it. I bought it and I bought all the content. I bought, cosmetics for it. I want to get back into it. It's just I didn't feel like I had the time to play it, and I was paying, per month basically. So, trying to save some funds, I canceled the subscription for a while. I have plenty of games that I intended to play on this channel, so I'm gonna try my best to get back into the groove, play testing how those go, and pre-recording some of those. Pre-recording? Just recording. What am I saying? So yeah, some games on that list I want to keep special hidden, but for example, I bought Dead Space Remastered. I had intended to play that when it came out, but I have obviously fallen behind since its release date. Several other games, like, I don't want to call them indie games, but smaller, not so well known games I want to put out on the channel. For instance, I'm thinking one of the first ones I'll try is Black Book, I believe it's called. It's like a small card game with a hint of a story of occultism in it. It'd be pretty fun. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it as often as they might have thought. A lot of my smaller games I mentioned before I have seen or got excited for watching someone else play that kind of has the same tastes of games as I do, so I pretty much just want to do the same thing and put a lot of not so well known things out there. I don't have the money and the funds to constantly buy the latest games and the time to put into playing it immediately. So that's all in general why I'm postponing Final Fantasy, is just time-wise, I haven't been able to do it, and I've kind of fallen off the track of it. I do want to get into it. It's a long game, and it has basically a gigantic story that I care to know about. But beyond that, I guess I should get into the reason why I kind of stopped it. It didn't start out with me not having time, it was just I got distracted with other things. The first one was around the time I ended that last episode. Star Citizen, which I have been a fan of for years, came out with one of their latest patches and a expo event that they hold annually. So I was excited. I thought I could maybe get a ship or two that I've been wanting on sale, or just the chance to upgrade a ship I currently have to one. I already have it planned that I'll at maximum spend $20 and upgrade 2 of my ships, but neither of them came around in the showcase. So, never got the chance. Disappointed. And as much as that game came out with that update, it definitely helped smaller computers like mine able to render more because they changed systems that they had so that their rendering wasn't such a huge issue for everyone. But honestly, since the time of this recording, they constantly have a issue where whenever a patch comes out and it draws people into the game, everyone jumps on and it crashes the servers hard. So I wanted to play and I tried, but I really couldn't. It got bad enough to where trains weren't spawning in and other problems. If you notice a lot of skipping early on, by the way, from that transition, it's this other person I'm playing with liked to wander around a lot, but I didn't want to speed through the game without them, so to sense. So if anything, I try my best to hold back. I waited around, like I said, less than 6 minutes total, so I just cut all that dead air out. And as you can see, he kind of just popped in right there underneath the bridge. So I'm not sure how it works. I did stay with the same guy the entire time. You'll see during the credits. So yeah, I tried Star Citizen. It ended up glitching me out, so I kind of stopped playing for a minute where I couldn't change my ship equipment. And just getting onto the server was a bit of a hassle. But after that, I did have in between this event I'm gonna describe later, I did have my D&D group kind of go on vacation for 3 weeks. Which, you know, go on vacation, guys, have fun. They did. They had a blast from the sound of it. I had a lot of free weekends then, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I kind of just tidied up and started playing a game or two that I didn't usually play. Oh. Da-da-da-da-da. That's the white robe I want. Harness star power. Oh, it's magic, you know. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, I started, a friend through my brother got him playing Astroneer again, and I haven't touched that in years, since back when they, started doing space travel between planets. And my god, that game had a lot of extra stuff in it that I wasn't aware of. I ended up picking it up, and then he and his friend dropped it, basically. But I got so hooked on the idea that I ended up wanting to get every achievement in the game. So I spent 3 weeks trying to do that, and on the in-between, Drake, friend of the YouTube channel you might all see or go to, I highly recommend. He mentioned twice that he had played Power Wash Simulator and gotten all the achievements, and it was kind of on sale. It had a SpongeBob DLC, which was funny, and it claimed to have a future Warhammer one, which I might record for the channel. And I was like, yo, I want to get into this. I want another relaxing game. And this was like halfway between Astroneer. So Astroneer was getting a little long on the collecting achievements phase. So I decided I'd take a break and I'd did all of Power Wash Simulator in like 2 weeks. Got all those achievements, went back to Destinier, finished it off. I was having fun, but it was a lot of just solo play because everyone was gone for a while, or just, you know, no one could play the games that I was playing, or they didn't want to. Regardless, I had fun. It kind of triggered me into a achievement collecting. So I went looking through my games list and saw I have a average of 30% achievements. And I was like, okay, I gotta change this. And now I've been wanting to play a bunch of games. Got reminded that a lot of them, though, are ones I want to record. So I'm holding back for the channel, and I end up not touching them for months. So I might as well get back into recording and just spam a bunch of content out, which is my plan. I'll eventually play them all, do a playthrough, and then I could go back and replay them on my own time. I don't have a script, so I'm kind of just doing this off the top of my head. I hope everyone's having a good time in my absence. I hope everyone's doing well. I personally have not been. I've been struggling with a lot of shit. The main one that I'm gonna describe next didn't even really happen to me. I'm kind of hesitant to describe it because it involves my dad, and it's not to get any pity points or anything, but just so you could understand where my mind has been. And it's all been settled, so it's no worries. Nothing seriously bad has left as a result. Through a long chain of surgeries, though, that started off with my dad going in for knee surgeries. He got one of his legs done and was couch-ridden, in a sense, for a while. And this was before doing all these video games, because it all takes a while to be able to understand. He did the surgery, and by the end of it, he had a mask on the side of his head underneath his ear, which was very painful to him. And when he went and got it checked out, they found that he had a malignant tumor, so basically cancer. I don't even want to talk about this, but he went through chemo. He had surgery to remove the mass. He's doing fine now, but in the time of that, he was just struggling and having the worst days of his life. I felt so bad watching and hearing about it. Losing sense of taste for food. I still think right now that he comments on how he doesn't taste everything. And after the treatment, they basically had to remove like half of his saliva glands, or I don't know what the actual phrasing is. So he has less saliva now in his mouth on top of all this stuff. Getting old, man. I'm already in my 30s. I don't want to deal with it. It just sounds so bad. And living in America, everything is costly. Like, if not for my mom already being retired, he would have had to struggle at home alone. It did not go well. And even during this, right, he's calling out of work, using all his vacation. He's close to retirement, so he doesn't really mind, but work at that level, is just something to do. If you run out of stuff at home and you don't have hobbies, you kind of need to do something. That's kind of where my dad is. He's just a hands-on guy. He likes to work on stuff. You can't be idle for too long. But after that, he then had his second knee surgery after he went to work for a while. And when he got back from that surgery, my mom had decided at that point I want to have a catio connected outside for our 2 kittens. Ugh. Man, that's a story in itself. Like, she called me and my brother, wanted us to make it, but trying her best not to have Dad get involved and make it because his legs were crippled from the surgery. But it turned out, behind our backs, after a while, we weren't quick enough, and he just went and got materials and was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let us know when it's cool, and we'll come over and make it. Then, you have an idea how this looks? All right." They cheaped out, thank God, and bought a top half. We just built the frame, basically, that it sits on. I don't have a funny picture to post of what it looks like, but the cats now enjoy it. They love it. Of course they would. But during this, my dad also, because he's sitting at home and he has all the materials, he just slowly edged it on like, "Oh, I've already cut the pieces. You don't have to come over." It's like, "Well, we're gonna build it now." And he's like, No. I gotta prime it. I'm gonna cover it so it's waterproof." And we're like, "Okay, let us know when you're done doing that so we could put it together." And then like 2 more days later, it's like, "Oh, I already built it." It's like, "Dad, your legs are fucking busted. Why are you doing this? Stop." I was full of anxiety the entire time, though. I did not want him to hurt himself after all these surgeries, and I was just like, "You have to chill." Like, I was going to work, and I would go home tired, but I was like, "Just let me know after work. I'll come over and I'll build it. Just stop." And the very end, he ended up doing most of it. It was just, the fool. I was such a fool. He was a fool. But yeah, I was getting stressed out over all of that. He was having a rough time. So that's where most of my 3 months has been going to. Ugh. Yeah. I'll let this play out first. Ugh. It's already been half an hour already. I don't feel like I have talked about everything I wanted. That's nice. And the visuals of this game are just gorgeous. I've always loved this scarf, like, necktie from, like, Ninja Gaiden and this game and stuff. It doesn't do anything, but I always love the idea of that flying behind you in an anime fashion. Alright, it's gonna get a little loud after this point. Might have to adjust my audio, but whatever. Yeah, so the whole shtick with my dad and parents' catio. I ended up just not having time to put into playing Final Fantasy, so it's just getting postponed. I do want to play it, and it was fun. I mainly want to get it for the story, though, because I have previously seen Endwalker scenes and such that got me teary, even though I didn't know any of the people. They just were, like, pretty good, serious content when you see other players reacting to it. So look forward to that in the far future, but not too far, I hope. I definitely want to pick it up before end of the year. In the meantime, though, I do want to get all of these other games I've been holding back on to be played, just for my own sanity, as well as, like, I want to play them. Some of them I've done my absolute best to not spoil or watch anything about, and they've been out for a while, so we'll see. We shall see. What else? I kind of had, not quite the midlife crisis, but, I've been struggling with some stuff. Financially, my home, it's not really a house, it's a condo. My brother and I have, slowly been patching things that keep breaking on us. The last thing we did was we bought on sale, kitchen appliances, which we desperately needed. Oh no, the last ones we actually did were our laundry washing machine. So, that was some funds out of my pocket that I was a little hesitant to do, but honestly, the machine was breaking down and making a lot of noise. You would have heard it in like every recording. So instead, yeah, did them all. I've kind of hit the tip of the iceberg now. I paid off most of them. Most of all my debts except for the credit card. Oh god, I have a story to tell about my car though. That thing has been busted. It's a 2011 car, so it's been running. It's been going for a while. It's kept me going A to B. That's all I really care about. But lately, lots of things have been breaking, and it feels like every time I bring it to the mechanic, which I understand how they work, but it seems like every problem I bring it back for costs me like $600 to $1,000 just to fix it. And that's close to an entire paycheck sometimes. So I have not been able to save any money because I need my car, and I just keep spending money on it, but hopefully everything's fixed and I don't have to waste any more money on it for a while. At the same time, that's kind of why I'm stopping a bunch of subscriptions. I've canceled a couple channel subscriptions I have, and Final Fantasy. Hopefully I'll be able to catch up and save some bucks, and then I will get back into playing some games. On a flip side though, I took the time to have basically a spring cleaning, which I have not done once since moving into this place. I ended up throwing out a lot of stuff. Like, I just looked around and was like, have I touched this in the entire time I've been here? Nope. Well, I'll throw it out. I sold a couple things, but not for too high of a price. I would like to live a Spartan lifestyle, but I also like to collect Warhammer models, so that's never gonna happen. And I have a bunch of books, but I think I'm done buying books. I'm just gonna wait till these fall apart, and then I'll probably go electronic, which I don't want to do. I'd rather give more credit to the authors. Everything going digital just kind of ruins it. I hate audiobooks. If you're too lazy to read, why bother? But at the same time, books are kind of going out of fashion, I guess, for a lot of people. So yeah. Beyond the cleaning thing, Warhammer 10th edition became a thing. And on the tabletop, I mean, 10th edition of the tabletop. They really simplified it to a sense of like, I kind of want to get back into it. So my brother, who does collect, also was getting really heavy into it, and he's kind of what triggered me. I ended up doing a lot of research and looking at the loud noises. Doing a lot of research on how the game works now, and wanting to pick it back up again has made me go through all my models and sort out my plans. This is what I mean by the guy likes to wander. He just goes around looking at other things before we can progress. I don't know if he had a cheat sheet on, but he was finding these things that I never bothered to last time. Probably by the time I get the white cloak, I'll go around and collecting all the achievements for this game as well. I'm not purposely going to on the runs. Cutscene, cutscene, cutscene. This gives me the vibe for Hyper Life Drifter. Or Hyper Light Drifter, not life. Yeah. I'm trying my best not to go back on old habits and continuously say the same thing I used to when I was recording Final Fantasy. So, yeah, Warhammer wise, bunch of models. I would need I've never painted them before. I've always been a collector of Warhammer, not really the painter side of it. I've been watching a lot of videos though in my spare time and techniques, so I'll hopefully get around now to not professionally painting, but painting them in a more serious manner than in my youth. So that's where my mindset is right now. Is not so much recording, but tidying up and fixing things. If I manage to get one of my armies completed, I'll eventually start playing it again with my brother. And I have found a local hobby shop that might have some Warhammer players. That would be amazing. I've never found a working club that did Warhammer yet. I know that the one I'm talking about does Magic, which that could be fun. I only really ever play Magic with my DM group, so I don't really go out and play with other people. It's more where I live doesn't have a lot of options, so see how it goes. Well, I'll see how it goes. You guys don't care or know about it. Spoilers. I guess the only other major thing I'm not sponsored by them or in any way. I'm not sponsored by anyone. But my brother, also in the mindset of me cleaning up and doing stuff, he wanted to eat healthier, so we've picked up the HelloFresh subscription, which that is very costly. It kind of just replaced Final Fantasy, honestly, and other stuff. But we do go out, get fast food a lot that we shouldn't, so it's a nice replacement. I do have to recommend it though. The first meal we had was amazing. I don't know if it counted as healthy though. But save some bucks and start eating a balanced meal though. Maybe I'll have a better time these days. Kind of been getting hooked on an energy drink lately, but last time I went shopping, they no longer carried it. I don't want to pay for an online subscription to ship them to my house, but I don't know. See how it goes. I am addicted to caffeine these days, but I don't have a viable way to bring coffee to work. And I don't want to go buy a Starbucks or whatever every day. That's ridiculous. It's kind of like partly, I think, why I don't sleep. It's just the amount of caffeine I have mixed with my freaking anxiety for everything. I'm just such a worrier. Any small detail I tend to think about and just lie in bed at night, just staring at the ceiling. I'm that kind of guy. Oh yeah. So this is one of those points where it's going to get loud. You might want to watch your ears. I could downshift it, but I want you to understand how different it is. Yeah, it's that bad. And it's gonna happen a couple times, so hopefully you'll see it coming though. Yeah, my poor friend got scared, I feel like. I gotta say, the fact that he's a new player to this game, it really shows that this is worth it. It's still hanging on, and it's been out for, I feel like, 11 years. Journey is a really great game. And it's simple. It's a small download. You could play it in one sitting. Nothing wrong with it. It's a good game. I don't think my friend here understood that, what happens. So I do kind of show him the strat of, the last time I was shown, of just skipping it all. And I don't think he understood we could just stand by each other and we'll regenerate our scars. Yeah. I am that kind of guy that I didn't want to leave him alone, so I just followed him. Yeah. That's kind of like my busy life in a nutshell. Trying to get back up and running. I haven't done editing and recording in so long. I feel rusty. I also still haven't figured out how to do those panel, like a TV or a banner, but like shifted so it gives some depth of video. Depth of view. Don't know why I'm stumbling. It's probably my headset deafening myself. Just feels weird. I also haven't really played a lot of games with the crew, the boys. We've all been busy with life and all that. I definitely have more time than them to just sit here and goof off. They're all going through their own stuff though, so I can't blame them. I'm not gonna urge them to. Loud noises! This game just looks so good. Alright, cutscene, cutscene. It's me, born of the stars. Oh, I just saw really close there. Maybe they have beaten this game once, but their cloak doesn't highlight the little triangles I saw. Eh. I remember the title of the game I'm probably going to play next is, if anyone's heard Ghost of a Tale, it's like, visually it looks a lot like a Redwall. If you know Redwall, like, talking animals, in a sense, in a fantasy world. And going with the joking theme I didn't even realize I kind of have is, the main character is a mouse. So mice and rats, they're still a thing on this channel. I feel like every single video game except for this Journey series and one other probably don't have rats in them, but everything else on my everything else has had a mouse or a rat in it. It's just so common. It's weird. It's not even intentional. I think when I play Dead Space, that's not gonna have a rat, so I'll be lucky. Yeah. I've been wanting to do a bunch more co-op games, even if they were just one-off episodes like Deep Rock, with my guys, with my friends, my dudes, my bros. If we ever did get together and play again, I would probably record and show it, but I always end up having audio issues, and every time, like this time, OBS had an update a while ago, I guess, and it ruined all my audio settings yet again. So I had to go through and figure out what I was missing. It's all okay though. I figure it out one at a time. I'll eventually get it all sorted. I like this storytelling of just drawings on the wall. It reminds me a lot of the, what am I thinking of? Jak and Daxter, the first one. They had like oracles in the walls that gave you collections and stuff. I'm having a hard time, I think, when I was playing this, keeping track of my friend here. Because they were just wandering around so much. Yeah. I do want to show some Star Citizen stuff, but there's just not enough content out. Or at least, you know, you have to make your own content in the game right now. I had one goal in mind, but because I couldn't quite play it, I haven't really been doing it. I wanted to, in the game, collect enough money to fund buying, is it the 850i or the 850 jump? Essentially, to explain my methodology, I own a merchantman in that game, and it's not released yet, but it has a scale chart listed on the Wikipedia page. It has, oh, hold on, sorry. Blech. Ah, okay, I'm back. I hit the wrong button somewhere and I lost my audio for a second. Silly me. I don't know where that audio ends up, so just gonna keep rolling on. Yes, the Merchant Man. It has a size scaling, right? And the 890 now is the closest ship to its length that I wanted to try and collect it so I could get a feel for how that ship flies. That's like the only goal I ever have in that game, and getting millions of dollars when you have nothing is kind of rough, especially when the game itself has server lagging issues. So I might play it on and off in my spare time, but in the long run, probably never gonna happen. They'll probably wipe it again before I get back into it. Okay. Sorry about all that. Technical difficulties. I always gotta have them. I can never be pure. I can never get a single good audio recording. Some part of me was driven to figure out if there's any other stars to collect to enhance your scarf. It's just so beautiful. I love this game. Yeah, so like I said, sorry for all those white transitions, but they're too short. I can't really do much about them. Yeah. I'm thinking now, as another example of something I plan on having, I might do a single, like, some of the games I want to play. They're not exactly full games, they're kind of those repetition games you could play. I might throw out an episode or two to represent them and kind of show them off. One of those is definitely Mechabellum. I fell in love with that immediately, but I haven't touched it again in a while. I'll probably explain that more if I ever do make an episode, but that's a game you should all look into if you enjoy turn-based kind of rock, paper, scissors stuff. And if you want a nice jaunt through the snow, you can play this game. The desert and the snow. Oh man, my allergies kind of crept back these days. Damn spring and fall. Why can't we have winter? I don't have problems in winter. It's just cold. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. I don't know what else I want to say that's not just repetitive. Like I said, I don't have plans or dialogue that I'm gonna be scriptedly saying here. Can't talk for hours on end for nonsensical reasons. I guess if anyone subscribes after this episode, I'll have to honor my I'll definitely have to honor my Final Fantasy arrangement. Get back into that for sure. If I could do it sooner rather than later, amazing, but I do need to pay off a bunch of stuff. In order to feel comfortable, I know I'm gonna have to pay property taxes and such in the coming months. I swear, I don't like to live in America, honestly. Some days I really wish I could just leave and, it's just the fact of where I live, I guess. It's so costly. I don't wanna... I'm kind of stuck here. I know that's like, oh, just get out of where you live and move. It's like, yeah, but it takes money to do things. Even... Oh, I don't want to out him out, but I know a friend who is trying to move, and they have to abandon their pets because they cannot take them with them. It's very sad. Like, can any of you do that if you own pets and you're just like, oh, alright, bye. Bye, doggo. Bye, catto. I'm done with you now. Like, they're part of your family. That sucks ass. I don't have any animals for that specific reason of I know I'm not in a position of stability right now to afford to have one. Currently, I don't know, I'm sure I mentioned it before, but I live with my brother in a condo, split the payments. But we have kind of both agreed that if we are going to upgrade and eventually get a better house with a garage, hopefully, etc., we'll get a pair of cats or something, and they could just chill at home while we're not there. It's like, we don't not want pets, but we're never around to comfortably give the time for a dog. And we know cats very fairly and simply don't require that much effort to amuse. Especially if you get the right pair of kittens or cats. Get a bunch of old cats, they might hate each other a bit, but they'll live with each other. That's how my grandparents' cat was an old grumpy cat. And then my mom bought a younger cat and he didn't like her, but they ended up living with each other. They only got to get used to them for a bit. So yeah, I'm kind of just... I got too much on my plate these days. Trying to clean myself up, get healthier, sort my finances, get my hobbies back up and running. If I ever get more than 2 of my Warhammer model armies fully painted, that's like a huge achievement. I have been, since my accident, like 10 years ago that I had, I was kind of bedridden, and Warhammer videos kind of spared my, what is it I'm thinking of? My spare time when I couldn't do anything. Whatever you would call that. I had a lot of free time. And watching these guys in Canada, Mini Wargaming, they played the miniature game on the table, which was fun. It was the first time I ever actually saw it. Made me end up wanting to collect. And yeah, ever since I've been collecting them, but I've never fully painted them. Not so much because I didn't want to, but I wasn't confident at all in my painting. But I feel like I've learned a lot, and they keep making more and more developed techniques to make it easier. Especially now. I was stuck with the mindset that I had to buy Citadel paints, but now I am in the mindset that I could go elsewhere and get my paints. Citadel's not like the worst, but shipping it to where I live, it comes as like the worst paste form it could ever be in. I do have to point out that spoilers, we're gonna get tagged here by this guy. And I had the thought process of they're made of stern stuff, right? And I'm hiding in the shell of a former one, so rock to rock, they're not gonna break each other, right? Right? Ended up not being the truth of the matter. And then my friend gets too enthusiastic and gets hit a second time, so what could you do? It's not like end of the world, honestly, because you'll see by the end you get a big cloak anyway. Oh, maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe it's this next section. Yeah, it's gotta be. I wonder if any of you guys have a hobby like mine, like either a physical one like Warhammer or, you know, just book reading or something. You guys just have something you want to share to the class, you know? That'd be interesting. We could all kind of give each other our own insights. I kind of want to promote. I want to promote a very friendly community with this channel. However, saying that, I know no one's ever going to have a perfect community. That takes time to build up. As long as everyone can be helpful and understanding, that's all I ask. I know that's gonna probably bring out a lot of funny people and not so funny people. Yeah. Just jump into his flashlight. What do you think is happening? I feel bad though. I was at the time of playing this, I was like, I'm a bad senpai. I didn't tell him when to go and stop. Well, that's half the fun, right? Can't be perfect every time. Can't tell either if he's cussing me out or if he's just saying like, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah. I had a commenter kind of like on my second series on this channel that kind of I might have handled poorly. They left a message of just basically like, oh, you have to do this kind of scenario, but it wasn't 100% that way. And my response was, well, you could do it your way and I'll do it mine. I enjoy playing the game, but thanks for your criticism. I don't think I worded it that perfectly, but they ended up erasing their comment, which made me feel bad. Like I don't want to be that malicious to anyone, but at the same time, there are a lot of kind of stupid people. But stupidity isn't just like, it's not like, oh, you're stupid. It's more just like youthful ignorance, if that's a thing. And I am a huge problem with that myself. I am ignorant on a lot of stuff. I still these days learn and look up on my phone just what a term means that someone uses because I don't know or I've never heard of it before. I'm trying my best to not be so malicious at work to say people who speak a different language, because honestly, them speaking more than one is bigger than me speaking just one, so I have to give them credit. But it is frustrating when they don't piece together what feels like a very simple answer or response. And that brings it out of me sometimes that I need to get better at holding it back. So everyone can have ignorance, everyone can be different in their own way. I don't want to promote any malicious content on this channel. If I do see that happening, I'll definitely figure out the banning and restrictions for that person. I don't want any of that on this stuff. So good vibes only. Like, we could throw tantrums, me especially. I'll be hypocritical, but not maliciously intentional towards anyone. I probably would only do that amongst friends when my competitive nature comes out. Like with Drake mentioning the Power Wash simulator. I don't think I've ever commented to him personally, and he might not know this until he sees this episode. But part of me, I recall him, he mentioned it once, and then it happened again maybe like a week later, and I'm just like, oh, really, huh? It's so easy to get all the achievements, huh, in my head, because I was already going for 100% achievements on Astro Year. That I was like, I could do it. So a little childish, but also a little competitive vibe came out. It's not bad being competitive, but you know, you shouldn't be doing it so openly or violently against someone. If you understand what I'm trying to point out. Like, don't go to some competition and rub it in their face. You know? I don't know the pathing to do that if this isn't just scripted. I've fallen down here twice. And as far as I wanted to mention, as far as video games go, I have been looking at a lot of content, or just like possible content. I do know that I'm gonna try to get into the next Space Marine 2 game that will come out. Is that the first one was what inspired me to try and record, honestly, back on the console. But I didn't have an Elgato or anything to record it, so I never have. And as of this recording, I recently replayed the first game on Steam. It's okay. I definitely don't want to say Space Marine was a 100%, 10 out of 10, but I'd give it like a 8 out of 10. If you're playing it for the content and the combat, it's definitely there. It's a fun combat game. So I'm hoping the sequel will be just as much, and thank God it's 3-player, or I don't know, tongue-tied. It allows 3 players to play together, so it'll be fun if I can get, I already have 1 person in on it. If I get a second one, we could all play together. We could all look forward to that bloody Warhammer massacre. And should they ever catch up to Dead Space 3, I think it would be fun to play that with Drake. Because it is the only co-op of the Dead Spaces, but it's not the best. I'm pretty sure he's played it too. I'm not sure 100%, but I'm pretty sure he said he played the whole Dead Space franchise. Sorry that I'm talking over this very solemn scene here. music dies, I will be silent. Going Super Saiyan!
Ah! I have the power!
Yeah, it's gonna get a little loud here. Now they're whales! Good vibes only! Yeah. This is such a gorgeous game. I'm just admiring it right now to maybe make a screenshot of it. I do have to say though that I don't plan on live streaming ever, but if I ever had to, I'd definitely put a compilation of idle animations from games like this. Just got a chill vibe, really peaceful. It's nice. And the music, it's just so good. Yeah. Couldn't tell we're getting near the end of this journey. I hope everyone who thought this was great buys it for themselves. You know, gotta give the creators some credit. It is an oldie game, but it's a classic game for me. I will say that I'm gonna cut out the credits music because it gets copyright claimed. Oh, it's getting loud. Yeah, I'm gonna cut out the ending just because I don't want to, not like I don't care about copyright, but I'm always afraid from what I've previously seen of a channel getting shut down. So I don't want to allow any chances. If you are another fellow YouTuber and you know, like, methods or the way you're supposed to do copyright stuff, I know I'm not supposed to be 100% like, your channel's dead after one episode, but I'll take any help or any information, knowledge about it. Our little celebratory walk. Yeah. It's nice to do this and stretch my legs again. I know I'm not editing 100%. I only really did transitions and cut out some time. But other than that, I'm gonna work my ass off to get some content going for everyone. I don't plan on spamming it. I really hate not finishing anything, so I might pick up games like Cult of the Lamb again. It's been patched frequently, and it has more content for it. I might not beat it on a single run, because there's always the chance of failure. Like, the end of that last one did fail, but I wanna show it off. I'll do my best, and if it fails, I'm sorry. There are, like I said, many of those games with repetitive playthroughs. It kind of comes down to what style of editing you want to go with. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I hope this was fun and not entirely boring for you. I'm glad even if you watched 5 minutes of this. If you watched the whole thing, it's even better. It'll warm the cockles of my heart. And I hope this actually is a nice reflection of life as it is. You go on a journey to discover and pass it on to the next one. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. I think I already said that. I hope you all have a good time. And I hope you all stay safe. I will see you in a couple weeks when I end up making another episode. It'll hopefully be a banger and with a lot less effort. So enjoy some tunes, as I can't allow them to show their music. Goodbye!